Hello, everybody. I'm Matt.
And I'm Maggie.
And we are
Hopefully Awesome.
That's right, a positive place on the internet where we nerd out about all the geeky things we love. And today's geeky thing is Smallville. That's right, everybody. We got Clarkery Kentery Jr. on our back wall.
Smallsvilles.
Of Smallsvilles. And we are excited. If this is your first time coming over to going back to Smallville, welcome. This is our weekly rewatch of Smallville, where we rewatch every episode week by week, episode by episode, and talk about it. We are on season 2, episode 12, so about halfway through. It's been pretty good so far. It's been pretty fun. This is, of course, Maggie's first time ever watching the show, and I have seen the show too many times to count. Who can say? Who can say? You know?
Just look at us.
Just looking at it. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Not me.
Not me.
Hope you all had a great holiday week, but the holidays are over. Now everybody's, just heading back home, and that's why we got to go back, because we're going back to Smallville. Nailed it.
We're going back home to Smallville.
It's still, as long as it lasts, all right? Welcome to Smallville season. And part of the mint broke off. I have a mint in my mouth, and part of it broke off, and so now I have this tiny little micro speck floating around in my mouth.
Crunch on it.
No, I don't know. That's not a mint. All right, so Smallville season 2, episode 12, Insurgence. Where were you when the Insurgence happened? Episode 33 overall. The original air date was January 21st, 2003. Written by Jeff Loeb. Of course, comic book fame Jeff Loeb. And the architect of the Inhumans television series. And Kenneth Biller. I give Jeff Loeb a hard time.
Yes, you do.
He's a great guy, honestly. Some of his comics are the best ones that I've read.
Yeah.
So, I like to bring up the Inhumans anytime I can. I just think it's funny. Written by Jeff Loeb and Kenneth Biller. Directed by James Marshall. That's right. James Marshall back at it again. Back at it like a bad habit. You know what I'm saying? And for long-time listeners, I've actually changed up the way that I take notes for the episode. He's
finally done it, everybody. It didn't take him 2 hours.
It takes so long to get these notes in order. So we're all going to find out together if this works or not. All right. This may be a bad episode as far as the notes go.
What is it? Oh, scientific methods being performed right now.
Right. But at the end of the day, it ain't no thing. Ain't no thing but a chicken's fetus.
He has been waiting to say that before we started recording. He said, I'm going to say that. I don't know when, but I'm going to say it.
So Maggie had said something or did something. I was like, hey, it ain't no thing but a chicken wing. Right?
And I said, chicken wings.
And then I said, no, not chicken wing, chicken wang, like a chicken's penis. And then I said, it ain't no thing but a chicken's penis. It made me laugh as much as it just did. And I was like, I'm going to say that in the show. And Maggie said, I better not. But here we are.
And
wait. Wait.
What?
Chickens don't have a penis. Right? That'd be a rooster. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not crazy, right? This isn't a Nido King, Nido Queen situation, right? Yeah. Or it is?
It is.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Because chicken breast.
Yeah. You could kill a rooster and eat it too. Eggs. Unfertilized eggs.
How do you... Never mind. All right. So anything else we want to say before we dive into this episode? For God's sakes.
Matt doesn't know how chickens are made.
Which came first, the chicken or the egg,
The rooster.
The world may never know.
Oh, God.
Maggie. Jesus.
I didn't mean it like that.
God.
I didn't mean it like that.
Sick, dirty mind.
You are dirty. You're dirty.
You're the one talking about roosters.
No, I did not mean it in that context, and you know it. I'll flip your titty.
At the Luthor mansion, Lex is berating one of his lawyers for leaking information which has lost him a $150 million contract to Lionel. Boo. He's like, how the fuck did this happen?
Yeah.
And the guy's like,
I don't know. I didn't say a word.
Sir, I'll turn in my resignation. He says, well, my father would ask for more than your resignation. He'd ask for your fucking head. Bah! But I'm not my father. I'll see you on Monday, you son of a bitch.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, and then he leaves. And he's like, God blesses everyone. And then he walks out the door, and Lex like, fuck! And he like throws a bunch of shit off his desk.
And he just has a temper tantrum. Big
super pissed off. There's like this purple apple looking thing on his desk, and he just chucks that. He's like, this will never be important, and just throws it away, never to be seen again. And so then he's like, oh fuck, what's this over here? And there's a statue, and he finds a bug.
It's a bug.
It's a bug. Not a real bug.
Not a real bug.
But a bug.
That listens.
Most bugs don't listen.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
But this one
you can
does.
be like, hey, get out of here, bug. Get out of here.
This one's incredibly loyal.
And he's like, I haven't been a bug in years. The sugar in water.
Sugar water?
Your skin's hanging off your bones. And so the next day, Clark arrives to find Lex just fucking tearing his place apart.
And metal music just blasted.
And he's looking for high-tech listening devices. And Clark is like, hey, Lex, what's going on? Lex puts his finger to his lips and goes over to the stereo and cranks it even more, listening to fucking Nickelback or some shit.
No, it's not
and
Nickelback.
He's like, hey, Big Brother is listening, or should I say Big Daddy?
Big Daddy.
And then Clark is like, oh, what? He's like, yeah, you bugged me. And Clark's like, oh, but these things could be anywhere, Lex. And he's like, yeah, I know. And Clark does one of these. Stereo.
Did you? S is for stereo. It's school.
He's like, Lex, it could be anywhere. It could be in the stereo.
Have you checked the stereo?
He's like, motherfucker. He walks over there and looks in it and sees that there's a camera looking at him, and then bam, bam, cracks it open, busts it.
Yeah.
Bust it. Somebody save me. What?
I just like how we're about to go into bust move.
Just bust the move.
Yeah.
If you want it, you got it. If you want it, baby. Just bust a move.
Did it fine? Oh my gosh, she shook it back to life, everybody.
Just like Jesus. So now we're at the Kents. And Jonathan Kent is preparing himself an old picnic basket for him and his wife. And Clark's like, oh, what's up with the picnic basket, Daddy?
Well, the picnic basket, son, is for me and your mama.
You know, I am one hungry Jonathan Kent.
Oh,
Hey, Martha.
hey, Martha, you ready for the picnic? She comes down the stairs. She's like, why in the hell are y'all talking like Yogi Bear and Boo Boo?
Hey, Boo Boo. Justin Timberlake.
Dan Aykroyd.
Fuck. And so Martha comes down and well, Jonathan explains like, you know, son, sometimes you gotta just show your old lady how much you love her, you know.
You gotta know the
You got the touch. Is that what you're going for? You got the power. Boom. There's a reason I've been singing the Transformers theme song all day today, but you cannot know why until next week, so don't worry about it. So he's like, you know, it's our anniversary, so I'm taking your mom out to a nice picnic lunch. Mm-hmm. And Clark's like, well, why don't y'all go somewhere nice, you know? I mean, like last year. And he's like, well, Clark, you know, the last time we went somewhere nice.
Somebody had a party in our house.
Somebody had a party. I came home and found a bowl full of puke in my fucking bathroom, you piece of shit. And Clark's like,
oh yeah, I forgot about
and
that.
Then you got held hostage, Clark. You remember that shit? That's why we don't go anywhere, you fuck.
God, Dad, easy.
Listen, I'm just very stressed, okay? I really need this picnic to happen. I'll tell you, Clark, I'm hanging on by a tiny thread. If anything happens to this picnic, I swear, I don't know if I can make it through.
Oh, no, Dad.
And then Martha walks in and she says...
She comes down the steps. She's in her business suit. What?
He's like, I have to go to Metropolis. I'm going to have to miss the picnic. And Jonathan throws the fucking picnic basket just through the kitchen window. He's like, God damn it. Takes out a big fatty. And
Wait. I'm so glad I turned my headphones down. Oh my God, that would have been so loud. I'm so sorry to the ones that just heard that blast through their ears.
Martha's like, we sell this, right? Jonathan's like, that's crazy. I just started smoking yesterday.
Hey, Dad, are you sure that your twin brother's still gone?
Hey, Clark, you ever ate a picnic? You ever ate a picnic on weed?
I don't think so, Dad. I'm not supposed to touch that stuff.
It's crazy, man. There's like a man in the bush. He's like, what? Red team go. Red team go.
Dad, is that laced with something?
Fuck, Clark. And Martha's like, but yeah, I gotta go to Metropolis. Sorry. I'll be back. It'll only be a few hours. We just gotta get something done real quick, Jonathan.
I cannot believe you put Lionel Luthor ahead of this family.
How many times, Jonathan? How many times did you
go,
put
Martha.
your
go,
farm
girl.
above this family?
You go, girl.
You fucking shit.
You tell it, girl.
I have been trying to make apple pies for 17 fucking years, Jonathan. 17 years I have been working on these pies, and now I can't make them because I've got an actual fucking job, and I can't just lay around here being your old den mother anymore. All right, I can't just take care of the boys, so these boys can go fuck around on their ATVs. No, I am a smart woman, and I'm going to Metropolis, where I'm going to do my fucking job. Eat my ass, you piece of shit. And Jonathan's like, fuck. Fucking A.
I would be eating your ass if we went on that picnic.
No, Jonathan, I said I wanted a tossed salad.
Oh, man.
Clark, he just looks uneasy as his parents argue.
Yeah.
So now we go over to Lex's. And Lex confronts his father, Lionel, about the listening devices. Lionel walks in. He's like, Dad, you have no idea what your hearing is capable of. Lionel's like, you're right, Lex. You're right, my boy. After I lost my sight, my hearing grew 3 sizes that day.
You're the Grinch.
But for hearing and blindness.
Wow.
And then Lionel's like, fuck you, Lex, I'm out of here. And he leaves.
Yeah.
Lex places a call to a team he has hired to place bugs in Luthor Corp headquarters. He's like, Mr. Green, this is Mr. X. He's like,
I need you to go and push the bugs in the corner.
Sheriff Ethan?
That's how I'm gonna do it.
No, that's not Sheriff Ethan. That was Lex.
I know.
Using his voice modulator device, much like the bad guy in Scream 3.
Yeah, I like how it attached to his cell phone.
Yeah.
I thought it was impressive.
How else is he going to use it?
I don't know. I thought it'd be like a talk point from
Talk point? Jesus. Yes. Yes. Father. We're at Clark's loft. And Clark, just like always, reading a book, dealing with whatever the stakes are in this episode. This one's relationships for dummies or some fucking shit.
No, it's
like goddamn 5 love languages or some shit,
It said like how to deal with conflict in your family, something like that.
Chicken soup for the marriage soul or some bullshit.
Lord.
One of those. It's fucking had a big Oprah sticker on it, And so
Wow.
Clark's like, this is a good book. And then
I'm going to solve all of our problems with a book, just like how Dad figured out the secret alien language on my spaceship.
just like how I used my book knowledge to save Ryan. Oh, wait.
Matt, I shouldn't laugh at that. Matt.
Lana Lang arrives at the loft to talk with Clark just before her big date with Jennifer Small, which is Henry Small's wife.
Yeah. Psych,
And
everybody.
she's very nervous.
Yes.
And excited about having a family. You know? She's like, Clark, you don't understand, Clark. I've never had a family before. All right? The closest thing I had was Nell.
Look what Nell did to me.
Putting the fucking shard of the rock that killed my parents to remind me that I had to stay in line.
Yeah.
Or else she'd fucking kill me too. That's not a fucking family.
Also, she left me to go to Metropolis for some piece of crap.
Yeah, what was his name? Dean?
Yeah, it is Dean.
Fucking
It's Dean.
Deans. There's never a good Dean.
Supernatural Dean.
What? Okay. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
She's very nervous, and Clark's like, "Well, listen, Lana, not having a family is not always a picnic, Lana. All right."
Just taking a page out of my dad's book there. Picnic.
Yeah, and Lana's like, "Why do you keep saying picnic, Clark? It's picnic." He's like, "That's what I'm saying, picnic."
No, you're not, Clark. It's picnic.
Pick a nick.
Oh my God. Who taught you how to say that?
My dad.
Oh my God. Well, that explains it all. God.
And then he confides in her that his parents aren't getting along right now because they disagree on Martha's job with Lionel. And Lana's like, "Well, what's wrong with it?" And Clark's like, "Well, Dad just misses her around the farm." And Lana's like, "Oh, so your dad is too much of a fucking weenie."
Yeah.
To allow
a woman
to have a woman in his life who has her own life, her own career.
Yeah.
He's too much of a fucking pussy to be able to handle a strong woman. Is that what you're telling me, Clark? Clark's like, "Hey, I'm with you.
I love Mom.
I loved their pies, and now I get to fly in helicopters sometimes. Maybe I don't know. Lex is a good guy.
Yeah.
And now Lionel's here too. Who knows? All right. I'm with you. I love you. Wait, but you are independent and have the Talon. You don't need no man to run the Talon.
Okay, Clark.
I gotta go. So now we're at Lex's. And Clark goes to the mansion to ask Lex to help put together a romantic evening for his parents in Metropolis. And Lex is like, "Well, buddy boy, I'll do you one better. Let me just go make a few phone calls, and then we will head right over to your daddy's house." And Lex walks out there, and he's like, "Fucking A!" And he calls him up. He's like, "All right,
Mr. X, this is over.
Mr. Green.
There are people inside the building, and you need to leave. You need to not leave. You need to get out of there."
Yeah.
and
Do not execute.
And the team is like, "All right, pack it in, fellas, we're leaving." And then the other guy's like,
I'm about to smack that bee out of here.
"Fuck you."
I'm going to shoot you.
Is that a gun? Is that supposed to be a gun?
Yeah.
It sounds like pins. Wow. So
I was trying,
and so the
everybody.
guy's like, "No, we are not just common thieves. We were hired here to do a job." He's like, fuck off. Fucking,
Well, I'm here to steal stuff, man.
Goldberg in this episode all of a sudden. Bill Goldberg making his first appearance on Smallville. He's like, "Hey, we gotta do what we gotta do. Hey."
You mean to tell me you all are in on it too?
And he's like, "Lance, what about you? Tamarie? No? Baba Daba Ding Dong. You turn into
We've been working together for years.
Slider. Come on.
Slider.
Come on. We go way back, right? DJ Qualls. Are you turning against it?
Yep.
What about you, LeVar Burton?
No,
You're
don't
not.
drag
All right,
LeVar
fine.
into
Fuck.
this.
Everybody's against me.
Oh my God.
I guess we're fucking Robin Lionel Luthor now. And so we go over, we go down the hall a little, still at the Luthor Corp. And the team is turned on the leader, which we just talked about.
Yep.
And Lionel and Martha are working in another office at Luthor Corp Plaza. Lionel gives Martha a beautiful watch and tells her that she has been promoted and she now has her own office here in Metropolis.
Martha, this is your office.
I've been told that it's quite beautiful. I wouldn't know because
I can't see. I can't see.
Fucking Lionel.
I think you're lying
horny
now.
Piece of shit.
He's lying.
About being blind?
Yeah.
No. Nah, you're crazy. And so
Martha looks at the watch and sees an inscription on the back.
To my beloved Ilm or some fucking shit.
To my beloved Martha, I believe.
Yeah, something like, dude, bro.
She's married.
Sexual harassment in the workplace is a federal crime, okay? I had to do compliance training on this every year for the past, 15 years I've been in the workforce.
Yeah.
Like, you don't fuck around and find out, okay? You don't do that. That's what I had to take the quiz, and the quiz said, question, do you fuck around and find out?
No.
True or false? And I was like, that's not the responses that I need.
True or false?
But I passed, so there you go.
Okay.
So she's like, Lionel, listen, I'm very nervous, and nope. That was Lana.
She said, oh.
Sorry, I skipped way above it.
Martha said, we could have came here on an actual business day and did all this work. This is nothing.
He's like, I thought you'd want to see your office, Martha.
It could have waited another day, Lionel. Also, today's my anniversary. And wedding anniversary. Yeah, that I'm married.
Yes.
Loyally. To my husband.
Yeah.
Jonathan.
Who?
You know him.
Who is this? Sir, this is a Wendy's restaurant. Before she can properly turn down the promotion, a member of the team enters the room with a gun and says, "Hey, lovebirds, you better go and get in here before we go shoot you up. Gabagool."
Has this become a Hanna-Barbera cartoon?
I'm Goldberg. And so then we go back to the Kents. And are you gonna do that?
I'm sorry, I was stretching.
Clark and Lex walk in. They're high-fiving each other. They're like, "This is gonna be so good. We're gonna do so great." And then
Dad's gonna love this.
Jonathan walks down. He's like, "Clark, you wouldn't happen to know why there's a fucking helicopter outside?" Oh, Lex, I'm sure you have something to do with this. And Clark's like, "Yeah, Dad. Lex and I came up with this idea that
you
Lex
can surprise Mom.
He's gonna let you use his helicopter to take you to Metropolis so you can have dinner with Mommy." And John's like, "Fuck you, fucking piece of shit, bald fuck.
Get the hell out of my house right now. The Luthor name is tainted in this house."
By God. Lionel, nope. Jonathan is offended. And he's like, "Look, Lex, I don't know how things work in your household, but around here, we think it's important to respect other people's privacy." And Clark's like, "Dad." And Lex is like, "It's all right, Clark. Mr. Kent, ever since the day I moved to Smallville, I've done nothing but try to be a friend to you. And in return, you've done nothing but lecture me with sanctimonious platitudes. Well, I'm done listening to them. Fuck you and fuck the weed you grew.
Yeah,
it sucks. Crap. It smells like a skunk. Eat my ass. You fuck." And John's like, "God damn, I actually kind of like him now."
I like the fact that he stood up to me.
And then now we're at the Talon. And Jennifer Small and the Henry Small and Lana are all just hanging out, drinking some cup of chinos. And then they're like, "Hey, baby, why don't you go get us some more coffee there?" And Henry's like, "Yeah, I'll do it. They give you girlies some time to talk about me." And then she's like, Lana, you need to stop seeing Henry. Lana's like, whoa, hey, whoa. Listen, I'm not trying to make anybody jealous. I don't want to cut into time with your husband or make him have another daughter. I just want to get to know my father. And she's like, listen, I'm not jealous. All right. I just know Henry. And I know how Henry fucks around and finds out. All right. He loses interest in things super easily, and he doesn't want you. I don't want you, Lana, to get hurt. All right.
Wait, you don't want me?
I don't want you to get hurt when he loses interest in you.
Okay.
Sorry.
I don't know what else to say.
Because
that was like a stab in the heart, man.
I mean, listen. If he does lose interest in people, right?
Yeah.
Pet projects and whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, her giving her a heads up about it.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah. Could she have gone about it a better way? Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not like while he's getting them coffee.
Yeah. And Lana looks like she's been stabbed.
Like maybe ask her to go on like a little like a coffee date with just the two of them.
Yeah.
Something. But like, I don't know. I think tactfully she could have done it better.
Yeah.
But
definitely.
I don't think she's necessarily wrong for giving Lana a heads up.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
So now we go back to the Kents, and Clark and Jonathan hear the news report that Lionel and Martha are being held hostage in Metropolis. I don't exactly know how everybody finds all of this out. I kind of forgot that part in the episode, and it doesn't say it in the way that I've picked up the details. So I'm just assuming they found out some way.
They had turned on the TV at some point.
Oh, and it was like, Martha and Lionel are being held hostage.
Yeah. And no, it said like on...
Breaking news.
It said breaking news.
A cow stuck.
Like... A cow jumped over to the moon.
Wow. I'm not going to lie, Maggie.
What?
I was literally thinking that. That's ridiculous. We are too
think
close.
it said like on the news, it said like hostages taken in Luthor Court building in Metropolis. And then like Clark's like, Mom.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And then they're like, oh, fuck. And Jonathan is like, Clark, listen, I can't stop you from going, but be careful. I'll be following behind you in the car.
Yeah.
And Clark's like, well, Dad, I know a quicker way you could get to Metropolis. He's like, son of a bitch. And so now we go over to Lex's, and in walks Jonathan Kent. Hat in hand. He's got those fingerless gloves.
Yeah.
Ratted, tattered.
Driving gloves.
He's got his hand. He's got his hat.
Yeah.
Like his old Newsies hat.
Yeah.
The socks pulled up to his knees. So there's holes in them. He's got like a stick with like a bandana wrapped around the top of it.
He's a hobo? That's what you're describing. Am I wrong?
He's got like a half open can
of beans?
Beans. It's the fucking beanery. And he's like, God damn it. He's like, Lex, hey, sometimes I'm an ass. And it takes a big ass to admit when he's an ass. And I am that big ass.
I sir too am a big ass also.
So, Lex, would it be possible? And Lex like, stop.
Just stop right there.
You had me at hello. You had me at ass. You had me at ass. I'll be happy to give you a ride to Metropolis, Mr. Kent.
Is this going to be a bromance?
No. No, it begins and ends here. No, I think you're forgetting in like 3 scenes when
I know.
When Jonathan threatens Lex's life.
I know. It's just we're painting it to be like,
I will remember you. So now we're at Luthor Corp, and the team discovers that Lionel has already called the police with a panic button. They're like, you son of a bitch. And they argue a good deal, and then Pine shoots and kills Kern. That's right, that's their names.
Oh, I worked with him for so long.
Kern was Mr. X, or Green, and Pine was Bill Goldberg. So I forgot to put their names way earlier in this episode.
Wow.
Select talks on the phone with Pine. He's like,
Mr. X, I told you that the thing was over. You need to get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, hey, Bill Goldberg here. We ain't taking orders from you no more. This is Metropolis. You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. Spider-Man, come on, do a backflip. Yeah.
Sir, it's, I don't know who Spider-Man is. But
Neither do I.
I
think I met her. Because she had something to do with Spider-Man, but I don't remember. My name's Happy Hogan. This is the diary. There's a billion references made.
My head was already hurting, and this is making it worse.
And so Pine's like, I ain't taking orders from you no more, Mr. Green, or whatever the fuck your name is. And now we're outside of Luthor Corp. And Clark arrives on the scene. And he's looking around and he's like, oh, fuck, look at all these cops. There's not really any way in here. Oh, look at that building. Look at this building over here. This is a goddamn Daily Planet.
Hey.
Just hanging out right here.
Look at there.
It's right there. It's right
real.
next door.
It's real.
Right next door to Luthor Corp.
It's real.
All this time.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Who knew?
Who would have thought? Not me. And he's like, oh, hey, look, a fucking sewer. I'll just go in that way. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm in, baby. And
what are you doing?
And his efforts to enter the building are thwarted by the tenacious Captain Maggie Sawyer.
What?
That's her name.
Her name is Maggie?
Maggie Sawyer. Captain Maggie Sawyer. Think about Henry and Maggie were in this episode.
Hey.
My middle name's Henry. So I was here. I was here too.
Matt was there.
Inside, Lionel and Martha talk about how each of them shared harsh words with their loved ones the last time they saw them. Mm-hmm. And when the burglars are like, fuck, I think we finally made it into the vault. And they're like, bing, payday!
And
baby!
Lionel.
Oh, what's that?
Lionel's like, I've been telling you this whole entire time, there's nothing of worth in there for you.
The fuck are these gold green bars you got in here? What the fuck is this? And Lionel's like, I'm trying to tell you.
Martha's like looking at him like, what the heck are you doing?
He got filed down meteor rocks in there for? What are all these files about? You fucking blind fuck! And he throws the files, and Martha's like, oh shit, like there's one with Clark's name on it. What the fuck? And he's like, and I don't even know what this thingamajiggy is. And it's the octagonal disc. That's right, everybody. The key is here. Mm-hmm. And then the burglar's like, well, I'm fucking disappointed. And Martha is appalled.
Yes.
And outside, Jonathan finally arrives in Metropolis. And he's like, Clark, hey, what's the deal? He's like, Dad, I can't get in there. They got fucking everything wired to blow if I step foot one way or another. And John's like, well, what the fuck we gonna do, Clark?
I know one way of getting over there, Dad. I can go on top of the Daily Planet, and I think I can make it. I can jump.
That's gotta be 1,000 feet, Clark.
But I think I can do it, Dad.
I thought you were afraid of heights.
It's Mom, Dad. I gotta save her.
Oh, Clark, I don't know about this. Don't just listen. Let me talk to the police. Don't do anything stupid. He's like, okay. And he turns his back, and Clark's gone. Just immediately.
Classic Clark.
Just gone. And so inside, Pine gets on the phone with Lex, and he's like, hey, yeah, Mr. Green, or whatever the fuck your name is. Listen, we got some bars and some files and some kind of octagonal disc thing.
An octagonal disc, you say?
And Lang's like, I will give you $1 million for the contents of the vault. And Lionel's like, whatever Mr. Green is offering, I'll be happy to double it. Mm-hmm. And
Goldberg's like,
He's like, sounds like we got ourselves a bidding war. Mm-hmm. And Lang's like, listen, whatever you do, just let me do it. He's like, I'm not dealing with you. I'm dealing with Lionel Luthor. Goodbye. Bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom.
And Leg's like, oh, you son of a bitch. And he hangs up the phone. But then what? Behind him, Jonathan Kent.
Oh,
saw Lex talking on the phone. And Lex says, Mr. Kent, whatever I'm doing is in the best interest of your wife and my father. Believe me. And Jonathan says, if I find out that you had anything to do with what's going on out there, you will pray to God that you never set foot in Smallville. You believe me. That's right.
Yeah.
3 scenes later. And he's like, you're going to fucking die.
So
you're going to wish that you would have died instead of your mom. All right?
Dang, man.
I'm going to resurrect your mom just to fucking kill her in front of you again.
Dude, chill.
That is my wife. That is my wife.
You're playing games with our lives.
Quit playing games with my wife. So now, where are we at? So now we're on top of the Daily Planet.
Awesome. Star Wars? I was like questioning myself.
Yeah.
That's how bad it was. I was like,
Yeah.
because I was like, is this Star Trek?
Well, I started to think about doing the Superman thing, but it's definitely not the Superman thing. But it's like, it's one of those where it's like, it's kind of like the first 2 notes. And it's like, womp, womp, and then
it's like, no.
And it's like, Nickelodeon. And so Clark looks, he walks out, right? He busts open the door. He's like, howdy, partners. And he walks to the edge. We see the big old gold globe and like the Daily Planet ring circling around it. Like it's the goddamn Universal Studios logo. And then Clark looks over and he's like, oh, it's really high. And he looks over at the building and he's like, I think I see Mom and Lionel. Yeah. And he's like, okay. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Let's go.
This is crazy. I just gotta free my mind. Why is this happening to me? Why is it always me? And then he takes 1 step, 2 step, and then now he's running. And then he takes 1 giant leap.
Crashes through a window.
He made it.
But
yeah. Crashed through it. He almost looked like Michael Jordan in the Space Jam.
Yeah, at the last scene.
Yeah. Stupid. And so Clark crashes through the window and reaches the room where his mom and Lionel are being held, but he is immediately weakened by the kryptonite in the room. And Martha's like, fuck! And pushes
Clark,
the kryptonite.
get out of here!
And I was like, Clark, huh? And then Clark is like, thanks, Mom, for moving the rocks. And she's like, Clark, here, burn these. And Clark's like, got it, Ma. And like, he fucking sets the files on fire. And then Martha pockets the octagonal disc. Mm-hmm. And then Bill Goldberg's like, who the fuck are you? And Clark's like, who the fuck am I? I'm Lou. Who the fuck are you? Bam! And fucking knocks his fucking head off. Right? Detaches from his body. And he's bleeding. He's like, fuck, I didn't mean to do that. So he puts the head of Goldberg back on and uses his eyes to like cauterize the blood vessels and stuff. And he's like, I'm still alive. I'm alive. You didn't kill me.
Wow, Matt.
And then the police walk in and they're like, got ourselves a bloodbath. There's your callback. When was the last time I said that one? Everybody, that's your homework for the week.
That's your homework for the week.
And so the police arrive, and Captain Sawyer is like, what the fuck? What are you doing in here?
I told you to stay away from here.
And Lionel is like, the boy saved us. I'm sure whatever laws he broke will be fine, Miss Captain Lady Ma'am. And then Lex walks in, and he's like, listen, Dad, I tried to do everything I could to get you help in here, all right? And Lionel's like, Lex, or should I call you Mr. Green? You fucking piece of shit. I know what you did.
Yeah.
All right?
I know what you did last
you
summer.
sent the team in here in the first place, Lex. I know that. And tell you what? I'll send for my things. I'm not coming back to your fucking house, Lex. And then
I'm moving back to Metropolis.
Lex looks over and he sees Jonathan and Martha and Clark all hugging each other. And he's like, fuck, son of a bitch. Again? Again, this happens. we got a hostage situation.
Again.
And now I'm jealous of the fucking Kent family dynamic. I swear to God, this happens every fucking year. What is it about the Kent's anniversary that just makes me regret not having a mom anymore?
God, man.
And so now we go to the Kents. And it's the next day. Martha has prepared her letter of resignation. I almost said recognition.
Recognition.
And Jonathan's like, oh, hey, Martha, hang on. Hang
What?
on. Maybe
What
we
do you
should-
mean? What do you mean? Hold on.
Maybe we should, take a moment and think about this.
Look
and Martha's
what-
like, well, I thought of all the people that you would have been happy for me to be leaving, Jonathan.
You're confusing me, Jonathan.
And like, well, listen, here's the thing. We wouldn't have known about the files on Clark if you hadn't been there. Maybe we should take a page from the Luthor book.
playbook.
And maybe you should stick around there for a little while. See what else you can find out.
Yeah.
And Martha's like, damn, okay. And Dad's like, or Clark's like, Dad, that's wicked.
Wicked.
And then John's like, all right, Clark, hold down the fort. I gotta take your mama to Plowtown.
Oh, Dad.
We're going on a picnic, and let me tell you, it's not just the salad that's gonna be tossed, if you know what I'm saying. And Martha's like, Jonathan. And she's like, you boys go ahead. I gotta clean something up or something. I don't fucking know. Just get the fuck out of my kitchen.
Just get out of
Like,
here.
okay. Dad, you rascal.
Dad, you're so dirty.
Martha gets under the kitchen counter and she pulls out a can of flour. And then out of her pocket, she pulls out the octagonal disc.
Octagonal.
And she sticks it in the flour, puts the can on there, puts a flower pot on top of that. And she's like, done and done. The end. I feel like that was a quick episode.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the episode as a whole, like there wasn't a lot of like B and C plots going on.
No.
Like
It cut off Lana's.
Yeah, Chloe and Pete weren't in it at all.
No.
And like all of the A plot really wraps around everybody.
Yeah.
Like in the entire show.
Yeah.
So, it was great.
Yeah.
But you know what else was great, Maggie?
What?
This word from our sponsors.
This episode is brought to you by patreon.com/hopefullyawesome.
That's right. At the $5 tier, you can have access to every episode we make ad-free and have your name listed in the credits of every video. At $10, you'll be able to get access to our all-new exclusive shows right here on patreon.com/hopefullyawesome. Those include Hopefully Weekly, a weekly show where Maggie and I catch up on all the things that's happened over the past week, both in our life and in the world around us. Family Game Night, a weekly show where Maggie and I will play a variety of board games, from Blockbuster Party Game all the way to Fast and the Furious Heist Game, whatever that is.
Highway heist.
The Hopefully Awesome movie commentary that we'll do once a month, where Maggie and I will watch one of our favorite films and then record us talking about it over it. Kind of like a mix between Mystery Science Theater 3000 and, just us goofing off and talking about nothing related to the film. And lastly, Matt plus Maggie. This is our monthly show where Maggie and I talk about our relationship. I don't think we'll be giving any advice, but hey, tune in. It'll be fun. And if you want to go above and beyond at the $25 level, not only do you get everything that we've just talked about, but you also get a verbal shout out as our Patreon producer of the entire month. All this and more.
So sign up at patreon.com/hopefullyawesome today.
All right. Thank you for that word, Matt and Maggie. We will be sure and do those things. So now it's time. It's time for the countdown to Billy. 59 weeks.
Oh, God.
That's right, everybody. We have broke through the first 70, 20, or whatever. I don't know. I feel like we've been stuck above like 60.
Yeah, we
for,
have.
like the entire series.
We have.
This is the 35th episode. So I don't understand how we've only went ahead like 20 weeks. I don't understand.
Well, we were sick those few weeks.
This has been the countdown
to Billy.
All right. Now let's get into our freak of the week.
Major Funky.
All right. The freak of the week this week is the Insurgence team, a.k.a., and I'm pulling an audible on this, Goldberg. All right. Bill Goldberg.
Billiam Goldberg.
William Goldberg. Currently, our ranking for the Freaks of the Week so far at number 1, Red Clark. Number 2, Ryan, Frowny Face. Number 3, Kyla. Number 4, Whitney. Number 5, Randy. Number 6, Heat Causing Horn Dog. Number 7, Dixon Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. Number 8, Jitters 2. Number 9, Mamma Mia. Number 10, Life Sucking Corn Dog. And number 23, Byron.
Forever and will be.
Forever and always, Byron. Who do you think's worse, Bug Boy or Byron?
Byron.
Don't answer.
I already answered it.
That'll be a topic for another day. All right, Maggie. Where are you feeling Goldberg? Technically not a freak.
No.
But I mean, obviously the bad guy. I mean, I guess Lionel kind of, or Lex. I mean,
Lex,
really,
really.
or Jonathan. Honestly,
All the men.
all the men
Except for Clark.
except for Clark.
All the men except
Yeah.
for Clark. I would say.
Can we change Randy to Randy Newman?
Why?
Just for fun.
Just
for shits and giggles.
no.
Okay, fine.
We already got enough weird stuff going on.
What are you talking about? Life Sucking Corn Dog. That makes perfect sense.
I would say put Goldberg below Randy.
Below Randy?
Yeah.
Wait. Nah, Heat Causing Horn Dog. That's the fire lady.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Cassandra? Is that her name?
I think so. So, you want to put below the horn dog?
Yes.
Below the horn dog it goes.
Bill Goldberg.
And it really wasn't Goldberg, guys.
It wasn't. But it might as well have been. It might
It
as well
looked
been.
like him, though.
All right. You want to read it back?
All right, here is our current ranking as of today. Number 1, Red Clark. Number 2, Ryan. Sad
Frowny
emoji.
face.
Number 3, Kyla. Number 4, Whitney. Number 5, Randy. Number 6, Heat Causing Horn Dog. Number 7, Bill Goldberg. Number 8, Nixon Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. Oh, great. You got me thrown off. Number 9, Jitters 2. Number 10, Mamma Mia. Number 11, Life Sucking Corn Dog. And number 23, Byron.
Is it bad I don't remember Life Sucking Corn Dog? I don't know who the hell that is.
Me neither.
Like, I've completely forgotten who that is. Oh, wait, it was the woman.
Yeah. It was the
Yeah.
one that's when the principal showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now let's get into no flights, no tots. Did they break the rule this week? Now, this one is an interesting one.
Yep.
All right.
Because me and him both looked at each other.
Now, here's what's funny, Maggie, okay? Me and you in this show, we are playing, we're not playing, but we have both taken on a role of I'm very pro they broke the rules.
Yes.
And you are very anti they broke the rules. What's funny is I have always, prior to this show, been on anti they broke the rules.
Yeah.
That is always where I was.
Yeah.
I was very hesitant to say that they ever broke the rules.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I mean, of course, looking back, like through this, I'm a bit more like, well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he flew in the second episode. Like, I mean, he's literally above his bed fucking flying, you know, like Jesus. Not like how Jesus flies, but you know what I'm saying.
Jesus flies.
That Jesus eyes.
What?
And so, like, you know, but that's where I've always been. So
Yeah.
this episode in particular,
Yes.
I have always been on the side of he did not fly.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I've always been. But for our podcast, I want to say he's flying so that I could play up that aspect. But that's not how I actually feel.
Oh.
So, there we go.
You know, it's funny.
What?
I would say he did.
No. Really? You're lying.
I mean, now, if you think back to, like, what they used to say about, you know, Superman, faster than a speeding bullet, can leap buildings in a single bound.
Tall building.
Tall building. Yeah,
Good
sorry.
job. No, I mean, he was close. It was good.
But I mean, he can run fast.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think about physics, really, really fast jumps. I mean, the momentum should carry him over.
And I mean, I feel like the strength thing,
Yeah.
like his legs.
Yeah.
he'd
That's,
be able to-
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like Jessica Jones. Durance.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Or the Hulk in Ang Lee's Hulk. Yeah. Punching poodles left and right.
Hulk don't like poodles.
Fuck your poodle. So no, I completely agree. He did not fly here.
No.
This is honestly, I believe, the first time we see the super jump.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if I would say that this is like a brand new superpower.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Would you classify this as a superpower? I mean, I feel like it's not. It's more just him using all of his attributes to make something happen.
Yeah.
Like, it's not necessarily creating a whole new thing. Now, like flying, like defying fucking gravity, that's new. That's
new.
a very new thing.
Yes.
But like, this is just his strength plus speed.
Yes.
Created.
Yes.
That.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's not a super leap. Isn't necessarily a new power.
Yeah.
Although I would qualify as one of his powers, though. So I don't know. Because we have puberty, but with superpowers. We have that segment, but I don't think that this is.
It
that.
doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I would say super jump myself, but wouldn't like you said. I wouldn't classify it as a new
ability.
Ability.
It's just something that he's put his brain together to do.
Yeah.
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 It wasn't like, oh, the sun flared up and now he can jump real high.
Yeah.
Like, it's nothing like that.
No.
He wasn't like spanking it to Playboy and like, oh, I can jump now. All right. Now let's get into DCU references, part of a bigger universe. You just don't know it yet.
You become part of a bigger universe. You just don't know it.
All right. So
I'm gonna start doing spit takes on here.
oh my god. Okay. So we got a few good ones.
Okay.
Some of these are a bit of a stretch.
Okay.
Insurgence is the state or condition of being in revolt or insurrection or an uprising. In this episode of Team of Thieves breaks into the Luthor Court Plaza and revolt against Lex's orders. So I guess that's why it's called Insurgence. I don't know. Yeah. This episode marks the first time the Daily Planet building has made a prominent appearance.
Yep.
I believe when they say a prominent appearance, I believe that
means it's real. Like, see it.
Or like maybe we had seen Luthor Court Plaza before and like technically the building was behind it, but like we didn't know it was the...
Yeah,
like that
I could see that, yeah.
This episode mentions Clark has a fear of heights. In this episode, Clark makes a super leap away from a building, the Daily Planet. This is probably a reference to the famous line about Superman leaps tall buildings in a single bound. Good job, Maggie. Good job.
Look at me.
All right, this is the stretch. The opening scene in which Lex tears his office apart looking for bugs is a possible homage to the final scene of the 1974 film The Conversation, in which the character Harry Call, played by Gene Hackman, who later played Lex Luthor in the first, second, and fourth Superman films, tears up his apartment in a fit of paranoia searching for listening devices.
Wow.
I think that's a bit of a stretch.
That's a bit much, guys.
Like, I mean, hey, whatever. Like, 6 steps from Kevin Bacon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, sure, I guess. This is the second episode where Lex is envious of Clark's family after a kidnapping. It happens before in Jitters. Mm-hmm. This is the first and only episode in the series that gives Martha the most screen time. The only episode.
That's sad.
And that
she's such a good actress.
She is. She kills it in this. She's been honestly. Let's be real. She's been great this entire series.
Yeah, she has.
And I'll be real. Like, her character only gets better the longer the show goes on. Like, they really do start giving her more and more like of her own personality. Yeah. Which is great. I mean, she's awesome anyway. Let's see. In this episode, Lionel is able to shoot and kill one of the crooks despite being blind. The Luthor mansion was bugged when Lionel came to spend some time with Lex in the mansion and move the furniture around because of his condition in the episode Red. Yeah. So like him
that
having
makes
all
a lot
that.
more sense
right?
now.
That's actually a good callback.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Jonathan references the time when Clark had a party on the Kent farm and trashed the house a year prior in Jitters. Lots of Jitters references in this one.
Yeah.
This episode marks the 4th appearance of Clark's red jacket and blue shirt outfit. He previously wore this outfit in Vortex, Nocturne, and Visage.
He's got it all set up in his closet like Doug Fenn.
He does, exactly. And honestly, at some point, we'll probably stop pointing this out because it becomes literally every episode.
Yeah.
He just throws that on.
Yeah.
And like that's when you can tell he's in Superman mode.
Yes.
Kevin Gage, the guy that turned on the leader, so Bill Goldberg, also played Wesley in the 2003 Catwoman movie.
Oh my God.
I don't know who Wesley is.
He was the bad guy. He was
Wait, I thought there
well,
was
no.
lady.
It was a lady. It was Sharon Stone.
Yeah.
He was her brother in it, and he was trying to convince her to not make the makeup.
You talking about Bill Goldberg?
Yeah. I think so. I'm
Okay.
pretty certain.
What? It don't matter. It don't matter. It's Catwoman. Nobody
Correct
cares.
me.
Byron Mann, the leader of the group, went on to play Yao Fei Gulong on Arrow.
Huh.
So there you go. All right, this one's another stretch. The Theory of a Dead Man song, Invisible Man, which I believe plays at the beginning of the episode. That's the middle song playing.
Yeah.
Previously appeared on the soundtrack to the 2002 Marvel superhero film Spider-Man. The Smallville creators, Algo and Miles Miller, would go on to write Spider-Man 2.
That's a stretch, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, this one's fun. The character Maggie Sawyer is from the DC Comics universe.
Hey.
In the comics, Maggie was introduced in Superman, the second series, in April 1987. As Captain Sawyer of the Metropolis Special Crimes Unit, a special branch for the Metropolis Police Force that handles superpowered menaces when Superman is unavailable. Maggie mostly replaced Inspector Henderson from the previous comics as Superman's main police contact. She was added to the Superman canon following the Crisis on Infinite Earths and the miniseries that rebooted the comics, The Man of Steel. She tries to prove the police force is more efficient than a vigilante in fighting crime, and so becomes... Wait, what? Force is more efficient than a vigilante fighting crime, and so is a constant thorn in Superman's side during the early days of his career.
Oh, okay.
Even trying to apprehend him occasionally. Eventually, after being injured and saved by Superman during a terrorist plot, her attitude towards him warms up. Maggie appeared at a charity ball attended by Catherine Kate Kane. While the two are dancing, Maggie mentions that she and Toby are no longer together and asks Kate for her phone number. Sawyer also appears as a supporting character in the new Batwoman series. She has begun dating Kate Kane, whose secret activities as Batwoman complicate their relationships. Maggie Sawyer is the first DC Comics character after the pilot and the 8th DC Comics character overall to be adapted into the series.
Oh, wow.
So this is the first time we've got an actual character from DC Comics that wasn't a part of that core cast in the pilot.
Yeah, I'm trying to think back when I read
Batwoman,
the New 52.
Yeah.
I think she is mentioned, but I don't think they mentioned that that's her job. I can't remember.
Probably not.
Because I also got the bombshells.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty certain that's her in it.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly...
That's interesting. I'm going to have to go look.
I thought you'd like that.
I do. I like it a lot.
And I mean, honestly, like this early stuff about Superman and all that, that's from the 80s. So,
Yeah.
I mean, they very well could have like
Switched it
retconned a
up,
lot of
yeah.
that. Yeah. But just the fact that she, started off as just being like a police character. She's in Superman the Animated Series. She's the lady police officer. Like there's the one like older gruff guy on the police force, but then there's the younger woman that's on the police force, as his co-pilot.
That's
or whatever.
cool.
Yeah, that was her. So I really love when they actually introduce real characters into those.
That's pretty cool.
No, I thought that was great. That's maybe one of the first legit DC Comics references on our podcast.
They've been stretching this whole entire time.
Yeah. And I mean, just wait till we get to like season 8 when like every episode there's like, oh, hey, here's fucking what's his shit.
Look, it's on the nose.
There's the super monkey, Boppo.
Wonder Twins.
I'm kidding. Bobo never gets on here. All right, now it's time to get into the talent mix. Remy Zero.
Hey, I like these guys. Yeah. Remy Zero.
All right.
That woke our child up.
No, it didn't. I checked the monitor. I was like, did it? So we already talked about this, but Invisible Man by Theory of a Dead Man, Bitter Sweetheart by Ed Harcourt, and Tomorrow by SR-71. Not a lot of songs in this. More score going on, which is always good. All right. Next week's episode, Season 2, Episode 13, Suspect. Ooh. Yeah, Maggie, based solely off of the title, what do you think next week's episode is about?
Suspect. Well, I mean, you're sus. Somebody suspected you.
Spot on.
I mean, is it Clark that is suspected? Or is it Lex?
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
I mean, it could be it could be anybody.
Could be anything.
It could be a whole group of people.
I will say, this is one of my favorite episodes of season 2. Listen, I say that about a lot of them.
Yes, you do.
But,
you do.
Remember when season 1, when I was like, and once we get to season 2, they have like a lot of runs of like really solid episodes back to back.
Yeah.
And like we had a good chunk at the beginning.
Yeah.
And now we're kind of hitting a second chunk. I feel like, I don't know what comes after it, but like there's still like standalone episodes. Like this episode doesn't necessarily move the plot forward. I mean, it does a little with like the key, and like, Martha finding out that Lionel's done something. Like, sure, there's that. But like it's on its own, it's just a good episode.
Yeah.
And Suspect is very much like that also.
The fact that, somebody suspected of taking the octagonal disc.
Oh, you think that's it?
Yeah. I mean, that's what came to my mind because I kind of couldn't believe that Martha hid it.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. That is interesting, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm like, girl, you found the most important piece for your son's spaceship, like his part of his identity.
Yeah.
And you're hiding it.
Yeah. Like, why would she do that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'll be honest, I'm not playing coy. I honestly don't really remember what her logic is.
Yeah.
I think if I had to think about it, I would say it maybe is something like emotionally she doesn't want to lose her son.
Well, also, I figured it was she wants to protect him.
Yeah.
I figured that's what it was because she doesn't want, like, not because of Jonathan or Clark or anything, but she just doesn't want to let Lionel know that she took it. Yeah. And also Lex knowing that she has it.
Yeah.
And just protecting
to hide
him.
it from Jonathan and Clark. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're looking at it, the whole theme for this episode, right? Or the theme for this season. The first season was all about who am I? Yeah. Right. Like that's the theme of the first one is just figuring out who you are. Right. Season 2 is supposed to be about where am I from? Mm-hmm. Right. Like what is my past? What is my, like, who am I in a sense of like from where I came from? Does that make sense? I feel like I just said the exact same thing that I said the first time. But like learning about your past, right? Yeah. And so like the caves, obviously that's a big part of it. Yeah. This disc, and like the fact that the ship has like come to life a couple of times this season. Yeah.
Save Clark.
Yeah, twice apparently. Which I didn't think about that in the tornado, or I guess it was attempting to save Clark. But so, the fact that if you think about it through the lens of, Clark is their adopted son. Yeah. And Martha loves him, just as if he was her son. I mean, he is her son. But. And so, like, if you knew that, like, if you had... I just feel like we've seen this in other movies where, like, someone has an adoptive child and they try and keep them in the dark about what happened with their biological family. Yes. You know what I mean? To protect them. Yeah. And I think that's kind of where Martha's coming from. Mm-hmm. It's a very, like, it seems like it's more suspicious. Yeah. Or like, and then like it's this big thing because it's the octagonal disc and it fits in different places and stuff. But I think at the end of the day, it literally is just because she doesn't want to lose her little boy. Yeah. I could be wrong, though. I could be totally wrong. So that's what you think next week's episode's about.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I like it.
Somebody suspected of murder.
Murder?
And Sheriff Ethan, those guys come in.
Yeah, this here is
No. I'm
Benoit Blanc,
Benoit.
and
I'm Sheriff
I'm here to tell you, my dear, that this here is a glass onion.
That's going to wrap it up for us, everybody. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Going Back to Smallville. We will be back next week to talk about Suspect. But until then, remember, if you would like to support this show, you can head over to patreon.com/hopefullyawesome, where not only can you subscribe and get access to this show ad-free and early, but you can also get access to other exclusive shows, like our monthly movie commentary, Hopefully Awesome Weekly, our weekly show we do, and of course, the board game show that we do. We got some fun stuff coming up there. But yeah, you can do that. But if you have no bucks to toss our way, it's totally fine. You can just give us a like, subscribe, and share us around with your friends and family. That helps us grow. Yeah, send it over to your dad. Just be like, hey, Dad, you need to listen to these fucks talk about Jonathan Kent smoking a fatty. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for us, everybody. Thank you for watching. And as always,
Have a hopefully awesome day.
bye.